Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome, hello. So I've been wanting to build something industrial for a while now. I keep on seeing other Sims creators on YouTube posting their pretty converted industrial warehouses, and it's just a reminder that it's something I've been wanting to do. So this past weekend, I had the entire day of Saturday to do nothing, and I was like, okay, today is the day I'm going to sit down and get to work on this build. I chose to build it in Newcrest on this 40x30 lot called Midtown Meadows. I would have built it in San Myshuno, but I don't have that expansion pack anymore. The Steam and EA account I'd been playing on ever since I first started playing The Sims was actually my brother's account, and I had bought the City Living EP and Desert Oasis kit on there, as well as claimed the limited time free stuff packs on there. Recently, I decided I needed my own Steam and EA account, so the username is the same across different platforms and it's easier to find me, but I didn't realize those packs wouldn't transfer over, and I'm so sad. I could buy the City Living expansion pack again because EA is having a sale for The Sims 24th birthday right now, but I'm trying to save up for a new PC, and to be honest, I'm still sad I'd have to spend more money on the same exact expansion pack again. And after having the My First Pet stuff and Romantic Garden stuff packs for free, I'm definitely not inclined to pay for them because they're like nothing special. I mean, the reason why the EA team gave them to us for free is because they suck and nobody wants to pay money for them. Oh well. Since the world of Newcrest is completely empty, it's truly a blank canvas for however you want your neighborhood to look. Since the shell of this building doesn't take up the whole lot, I decided to be brave and enter the debug and live edit menu to create a parking lot in the back and add some touches of city life to the front of the build. I didn't use any particular photo for reference, but I did just browse Google images of generic industrial apartment complexes. Originally, I thought this would be 1 or 2 houses, but figured why not make it into apartments since you can do that with the Sims 4 For Rent EP. It's on the gallery as a regular residential lot, but if you own For Rent and would like to turn it into a rental, you can do that. Normally, I feel like I struggle with curb appeal because I conceptualize the interior design of a house before I imagine what the exterior looks like. And by the time I get to the exterior, I'm a little tired from doing the floor plan and interior, and I'm just kind of like meh. But this time, it was the opposite. I knew what I wanted to do for the exterior, but I had no idea what direction I'd take for the interior, so I was kind of stalling having to do the apartments by adding details on the exterior, and I really love the way that it turned out. As you can see, the complex is fairly symmetrical. In order to differentiate between the left and right sides, I added small third-story room on one and put the rooftop vents in different spots. The 2 sides of the complex are connected by a small box, which is where the main entrance and stairs are. I thought about adding a fire escape and making the rooftop accessible, but I decided against it. Honestly, I didn't want to go through the trouble of making an outdoor staircase because sometimes it can be finicky and I just didn't have the patience to deal with that. And I would have loved to include a decorative staircase, if only I had access to the City Living live edit menu still. I created a little patio/community garden in between the 2 brick buildings right off of the entrance to the complex. I added some decorative vertical flower boxes from my Myshuno-san and some box planters and functional gardening pots from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's Jardin collection. There ends up being a small outdoor dining table as well, which was from Tud's industrial kitchen set. I'll do my best to link a majority of the custom content I use in this build in the description box below, but as always, if you have any questions where you can find a specific item, leave a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. All of the exterior windows and doors are from Hey Harry's brownstone collection, and the interior doors are from Myshuno-san. In this apartment complex, we have 4 units, each with a completely different layout and theme. Even though the exterior is very symmetrical, I didn't want the interior to look the same. Also, if you're planning to rent out these units, you can have different types of tenants. I'll explain my thought process behind this more when I get to furnishing each apartment. Right now, I'm pulling landscaping pieces and fake cars from Debug to create a decorative parking lot in the back. I also found some mini parking pay machines and street parking signs. Going through Debug and Live Edit can be tedious, but it really does add the details to your builds that take it to the next level. I also grabbed a grave and stuck it in the back corner of the lot behind the telephone post, but when I loaded back into this lot for screenshots, it disappeared and was replaced by an urn. I was disappointed but decided to leave it anyways. Ever since I remodeled the Magnolia Blossom Park and added a sneaky cow plant in there, I've been trying to sneak more morbid and weird items into my builds just because I think it's funny. The garage door on the second floor terrace is debug and I will be getting rid of it shortly. I had no idea what I wanted to do in the back besides the parking lot, so I came back to it towards the end of the video after I furnished everything. And now I'm facing my fears and adding more windows and doors around the building. Doing windows before the floor plan made my life so much harder when trying to lay everything out, because once those windows were down, I did not want to move them. I don't know why I was being so stubborn about the window placement, but I was very set on making it work. I cut out all the floor planning because that took me at least an hour, and it's just me drawing and redrawing walls and fences. Since these are industrial apartments, I wanted each one to utilize some columns and spandrels in the floor plan. It's not often that I find myself reaching for spandrels and columns, but what better excuse than an industrial warehouse turned apartment complex? Here's a quick little mini walkthrough of the front patio and entryway to the units. I did all of this off camera. I had a lot of fun placing these electrical switches and outlets from Tud's industrial kitchen set. You'll see them scattered on the walls throughout each apartment. They're completely decorative but add a touch of realism to the build. The spandrels and columns I use in each unit are from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's Harlux set. And now we're moving on to furnishing the first unit. Now I'm going to preface this by saying everything you see me do in this apartment changes in the screenshots and tour at the end of the video. I originally wanted to decorate it as a maximalist, colorful, funky, and modern unit. I was inspired by Tay Beep Boop on Instagram and have been wanting to create an apartment inspired by her in The Sims, but when I finished this unit and took a step back, I didn't like the way it came out. I think I missed the mark, so I went in off camera and switched it out to be more like Danny Cleric's vibes, who is also on Instagram, and I love her aesthetic. It turns into a pastel, youthful apartment, and I love it so much more that way. I tried to keep most of the furnishings I already placed down, just change the swatches of things and wallpapers. Also, I left the floor concrete because I thought I wanted to keep each unit the same except for the wall paint and furnishings, but decided to go back and add some hardwood flooring because the unfinished concrete was really bothering me with this decor style. This angled corner shelf is from the Clutter Cats On the Edge collection, and I was excited to use it here. It's so fun. I need a shelf like that in real life. As you can see, a lot of my furnishings were already leaning towards pastels anyways, so it wasn't that hard to go back in and change the color palette later. I added an easel in here for some scale building. I also imagine that the sim occupying this apartment is an artist, or at least a DIY pro, because I feel like artists have a great sense of color and aren't afraid to use it in their homes. For their TV, I used this wall-mounted faux projector screen, and then behind the couch, I put a decorative projector on a projector stand. All three of those items are from 6MCC's Small Spaces collection. I love using TVs that don't look like your typical TV in-game. It also would have worked to use Charlie Pancake's easel TV stand and frame TV, but I like to reserve that for smaller spaces, and this was a very large living area. This unit has a single bedroom and single bath, but one of the largest bathrooms in the complex. I die for the natural lighting that shines through these floor-to-ceiling windows in the morning hours. The screenshots are gorgeous. I'm using some basic kitchen counters from Pierre Sim's David's apartment. I had enough space for a small island and used some open shelving for kitchen clutter on the walls. To be honest, I'd forgotten that Pierre Sim's new pantry party set was available for download at the time I was furnishing this, so I'll just have to include it in next week's builds. I wanted to continue the brick wall from the exterior on at least one of the walls on the interior of each unit. I think it helped tie them all together and ground it in an industrial style, even if the decor style of each unit varies. I should also mention the bubbly looking couch is from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's living room set, and the cloud coffee table is from Joyce's Fox's Simple Living collection, which you can find on CurseForge. The rug is from the Clutter Cat Sunny Sunday, just sized up. I add some wall art from My Shino-san and Charlie Pancakes, and then we move on to the bedroom. I skipped the bathrooms in the speed build portion because it would add a collective 20 minutes to cover each bathroom, but I make sure to include each one in the screenshots. You can sometimes get a glimpse of them when I zoom out of each build as well. All I knew I wanted to do for the bedroom was include this floor-to-ceiling custom wavy shelf from the Clutter Cat. It's so funky and has so much personality, I thought it would match the vibes of this colorful apartment very well. I decorated the shelves with lots of toys and plushies, some makeup, storage boxes, and a few books and knickknacks. I hung up some star string lights from the base game behind the bed. Wait, I just realized that when I came back in here to change the wallpaper, I chose some pink fairy tale wallpaper from the Clutter Cat and Felix Andre's Fairylicious collab, and it's perfect. I accidentally covered up the red brick wall. I mean, it looks better without the red brick, but ugh, that's such a bummer. At least it's still in the kitchen. It was at this point in the bedroom when I was really starting to hate the color scheme of this apartment. Okay, hate is a strong word, but let's say seriously dislike, and I even felt a little frustrated. I was looking up inspo pics and my vision was simply not translating onto the screen. I wanted to use a fun mural / wallpaper in the bedroom, and this boho bedroom wallpaper from 6MCC was all I could find in my catalog, and while I love the wallpaper on its own, I didn't feel like it matched the bedroom or what I was going for. I've also been trying so hard to use this desk organizing tray from Joyce's Box because I love the wavy edges. If there was going to be any time to use it, it would be this wavy bedroom. But sadly, today was not its day to shine. The desk felt too crowded with that, plus a computer, so I get rid of it. After adding a few finishing touches to the living room, I move on to the unit across the hall. I thought it would be fun to swing the complete opposite direction and do an entirely black and white unit. And a fun little detail, the doormat outside of each unit matches the theme for the interior of that apartment, so you get a little preview of what the style is inside. It was also helping me plan out and remember what I was doing for each unit. Similar to the other apartment, you walk straight into the living room. It's not as open floor plan as the first one, but I still managed to add a column and spandrel in here. The couch is from Felix Andre's Paris set, the rug is from Felix Andre and Hey Harry's Basic Collection, and the floor lamp is from Tud's Turn Living set. I love using Tud's lighting in modern builds. I use the classic and elegant frame TV from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's living room, and I just really love the way this unit came together. It's so classy and sophisticated. I'm a big fan of color, but this apartment has me seriously considering doing more neutral interiors. What do you think? To define the entryway, I add a designer chair and coat rack, both from Tud's. I also create a built-in floating sideboard to place your bags and keys on when you first walk through the door. The shopping bags and shoes under the sideboard are from Charlie Pancake's Lavish set. I even sized down one of the pairs of shoes to make them look like kids' shoes. This unit features 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The primary bedroom is very simple, and since it's a tight squeeze, I added a collection of instruments for the skill building feature. There's an electric guitar from my Shuno-san, a bass game black acoustic guitar, and a bass game white violin. And how cute are these kitty rugs from Joyce's Fox? The black and white felt very serious and grown up, but I like the contrast of the color scheme with the fun rugs. I do end up keeping the concrete flooring in here because it matched the industrial monochromatic furnishings. Here you can see how I use these modular conduit pieces from Tud's industrial set. They just snap together and you can create a bunch of different paths with them. They definitely helped up the industrial feeling in this build, especially since I don't have the wall pipes and things that come with the City Living EP or the industrial loft kit. Now for the second bedroom, I decided to furnish it for a toddler. I wanted a variety of different households to be able to rent out these units, so I imagine this one is for a very small 2 or 3 person family. The kitchen cabinets are from Tud's Industrial Kitchen Collection. I think they were designed to be used in the kitchen of a restaurant because they're called chef's counters, and they're this stainless steel, very practical material. The set doesn't come with overhead cabinets, but it does have shelving, so this family also gets some open shelf storage on the wall. The small dining table is also from Tud's, and I mixed up the industrial look with some modern chairs from Felix Andre's Paris set. I've never used a lot of these items before, so it was fun to explore in my catalog a bit. Even though I've have so many different options to choose from in all the custom content I've downloaded, I still find myself reverting back to the same comfort objects and furnishings, so it's fun to give myself a challenge with different decor themes. There's also an island in here, but instead of counter pieces, I go for this rolling industrial cart from Hey Harry and Felix Andre. Your Sims won't prep food on it, but it matched the theme quite well, so how could I not include it? It's technically classed as a side table, and since it's decorative, I also added a cutting board with a raw steak on there, which I guess counts as a pop of color in the kitchen. To finish off the dining area, I add an Art Deco drop pendant light from the Paris set. Okay, I lied. The dining area isn't complete without a rug from Felix Andre's Shop the Look mini set, and then I add some more kitchen items to the shelves and walls. Now moving on to the second bedroom. The toddler room is black, white, and gray, of course. Instead of sad beige baby, it's a sad gray baby room. But honestly, this is the worst color scheme for a family with a toddler. White? I always wonder how influencers with babies keep white couches and things clean. I don't have any children in my household and I still can't manage to keep my white shirts stain free. The bed and bedding is from Charlie Pancake's small set. The rug is from the Clutter Cats collection 222. I love this rug. It comes in so many fun color combinations and it's just different from anything else in this game. There's a toy box in here from my Shuno-san and a toddler bookshelf from 6MCC's Boho Baby set. I add a Rilakkuma chair from the Clutter Cats Kawaii Kids collection and scatter a few more toys on the ground. I also create a black and white gallery wall using various custom content framed artwork. The artwork we get with custom content is unmatched. I wish that EA would include more wall decor and framed art so that console users can have access to the same shit. Moving on to what I think might be my favorite unit, this one is extra special because it has a lofted bedroom. For this apartment, I went with an industrial plant theme. The front doormat is a little leaf from Tud's crib set. Now starting with the kitchen counters, these are from Hey Harry's Halcyon kitchen set. And because of the lofted area, I had a lot more space to work with in the main unit, which means a bigger kitchen and more areas for hobbies and skill building. Now, I'm a plant mom in real life, so this apartment is another one of my dream units. The color palette in here is dark, forest greens, and unfinished warm brown wood with black accents. It's sophisticated, yet raw and natural, and also still fits the industrial theme. I love these kitchen counters. I just need to remember to use them more often in builds. I have so many kitchen sets from CC creators that sometimes I get overwhelmed picking out which counters I want to use, especially when I can't remember if it has a matching upper cabinet or what the island counter pieces look like, but this one is a solid neutral set that is quite versatile. I added a small section for some open shelves because I love the way it looks mixed in with closed cabinets. This is also a great way to display more plants in here. The shelves are from Hey Harry's Brownstone collection, but one thing about Hey Harry, all her wood tones will match regardless of the kit. I need EA to take some notes and start making more furniture with matching wood tones. I know I'm not the only one sick of their BS. This layout is quite different from the others because you walk in the front door and the first thing you see is the kitchen. To define the entryway just a tad, I used this coat rack from Tud's Cross set. It's been my go-to coat rack ever since I remodeled the Landgrab mansion. I love the sleek and modern design. You can also slot some coats and hats onto it if you'd like for further customization. Now I'm moving on to the room behind this sliding barn door, which could have easily been a second bedroom or even a dedicated family and living room. But another one of my favorite kinds of rooms to decorate in The Sims are offices. And I hadn't done that yet in this build, so I figured why not make this the jungle office of my dreams. It features this brilliant wallpaper from Hey Harry and Felix Andre's Tiny Travelers and floor-to-ceiling bookshelves with plants scattered about. I mean, with gorgeous windows like these and all the natural light this room gets, of course these plants are thriving in here. Thanks to the magic of editing, what you don't see is the 20 minutes I spent trying to figure out what to put behind the desk. I originally wanted to add a fireplace, but I didn't like the look of any of them against the red brick. Then I tried a full-length mirror, but that fell off. I didn't want to do more bookshelves because I already had some on the opposite wall. So I finally settled on leaning some large, simple artworks from the living room set against the wall and moved on to this weird pocket of space I had between the office and kitchen. It would have been a great spot for a dining table, but since it's a single bedroom apartment and they have a giant kitchen with an island, maybe they don't need a whole dining table. I like to include as many skill building items in my builds as I can because it's just nice to be able to level up your Sims skills without leaving the house. I rarely add bars to my builds, so I figured I could give this Sim an entire wet bar over here. The shelving behind the bar is from Tud's industrial set, and I fill it with a bunch of wine and beer decor, or nectar in The Sims. I also threw in a punching bag. I have no idea why. Maybe the Sim likes fitness? I don't know, dude. I just wanted to put this corner to use. I skipped over the bathroom here, but I think it might be my favorite bathroom of this entire build. It's got some leafy plants, and I just love the custom shower I built with the hanging plants in there. You'll have to see for yourself in the screenshots. Moving along to the lofted bedroom, which is accessible by a ladder. Even though it is in between the spandrels, I play tested it and your Sims can still climb up and down without a problem. When I was doing the layout, I contemplated making this loft space a hobby room of sorts, but decided it would be so fun if this was a bedroom instead. It's got so much natural light because in addition to all four walls being covered in windows, the roof is actually glass. This is probably extremely unrealistic because it would get so hot in the summer, but this is The Sims, so who cares? I can do what I want. The Monstera rug is from Aggressive Kitty, who you can find on CurseForge. I keep the bedroom very simple because it's a small space. They have one set of dresser drawers with a little retro TV on top. The TV is from my Shuno-san and it is functional. Your Sims will lay in bed and watch TV. I added a woven hanging swing from 6MCC in the other corner of the room, and that's really it. I don't add any curtains because, well, Sims don't care about privacy, and I felt like it would look too heavy with the amount of curtains I'd need to appropriately cover all these windows. Okay, I gotta play a little bit of catch up now because my speed build is speeding faster than I can talk. You saw the overview of this last apartment unit a few seconds ago. I had no clue what decor theme I was working with for this one. I needed something that would still go with the industrial vibes of this complex, but nothing was coming to mind. I decided to do a black and red color scheme, which I'm honestly sick of looking at by now. I strongly dislike the color red, so I don't know why I keep using it in my builds. This apartment is similar to the black and white unit in furniture. It's expensive, designer, and sophisticated. This is the only apartment to have a dedicated entryway where I create a sideboard using counters from Pierre Sim's David's apartment, and I use a chess table from the Clutter Cat. The kitchen is definitely smaller, but they have all the necessities plus a microwave and a full dining area. The dining table is from Felix Andre's Berlin set. Oh wait, I totally skipped over the living room, so let me cover that real quick. The fireplace and overhead lighting are from Hey Harry's Octave set. The frame TV is from Charlie Pancakes, and the coffee table is from the Clutter Cat. The love seat and funky circular armchair are from Tuds, although I don't know if you can call that an armchair since it doesn't have armrests. The split paneled wallpaper is also from Hey Harry's Octave. Okay, I think I got everything, but again, if you have any questions about where you can find specific items, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. I'm currently furnishing the second bedroom, which I decided to make for an infant. It's a small room, and I don't even know if I can fit a double bed in here, so I went for a crib, which is the tiniest bed. The crib and dresser are from Pierre Sim's Teeny Weeny set. The changing table is from Peacemaker, and the glowing wall decals of the moon and stars are from Charlie Pancake's small set. I tried to stick with the red and black theme in here too, but not many infant items come in a red swatch. The single bathroom for this unit is also super small and probably my least favorite of all the units. It has no windows, which is fairly common, but it's just so squished, and again, I hate the color scheme. I was also really tired by the time I was furnishing this final unit. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I built this entire complex in basically one sitting, and my brain was getting a little fried toward the end. Building The Sims requires a lot of creativity and patience, and by hour 8, I was running low on both. Because of this, I didn't add much personality to the kitchen or primary bedroom. The primary features a canopy bed from My Shino-san's Tranquil Bedroom set and a small built-in closet from Pierre Sim's David's apartment. There's no extra clutter items in here, so either the Sim living here is a minimalist or it's an unoccupied unit that's been staged to show to potential renters. I did add some art on the walls of the bedroom and filled up the closet. I just didn't add too many personal touches throughout the place that would show the personality of the Sim living here. Besides the nursery. I love using these drop lights from Hey Harry's bedside lamps, but every time you're in live mode, I still can't figure out, I can't decide when I'm saying live or live mode, what direction I actually want to go in, so I end up doing like a combo of both. But anyways, when you zoom in, they disappear and it just looks like a blank space beside the bed. I did my best to prevent that from happening during screenshots by clicking tab and staying in camera mode. After finishing the final unit, I added some more decor to the second floor landing and shared balcony, such as this bonsai tree in front of the plant themed unit and a telescope on the balcony. Finally, it's time to return to the backside of the complex, which I left blank because I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. I already have a community garden out front, so I wasn't sure what else to put back here. I decided to make a partially fenced area using fences from Debug. I added some planter benches from the Jardine set as like a little smoking area or something, and then went back into Live Edit and grabbed these base game graffiti pieces. I resized them and added them along the back of the brick walls, and then layered some more of these climbing bushes and vines all over the build. I love adding trellises and vines to the sides of my builds. It just adds so much for curb appeal, and it's so easy to do. It's partially why I'm so tempted to buy the Cottage Living and Discover University EPs, but I'm holding off and trying to be responsible with my money, so I will stick to my debug and custom content for now. If you would like to download this build, it is up on the Sims 4 gallery right now. My EA ID is ProfWomanChild, or you can search the hashtag ProfWomanChild or the hashtag The Crimson Shade. All that info is copied in the description box. I also try to link a majority of the CC I use in the description box, but I will say this one is a bit harder because I literally pulled from every custom content creator and aesthetic in my catalog, but also I stick to pretty much the most well-known and used CC creators out there, so if you're already a CC user, then you likely have a lot of the same sets that I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up to let me know the hours I spent on this build weren't for nothing. I'd also love it if you subscribed, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Enjoy the screenshots!